What happens when you mix two seemingly contrasting, flourishing industries and mix them together? Sometimes it's an absolute train wreck that you can't look away from, but sometimes it's pure gold. With how gruesome and cruel true crime can be, most would think that combining it with perfectly sculpted contour and a blinding pop of highlight just wouldn't work. Yet, that didn't deter Bailey Sarian from combining two of her passions into her increasingly popular Murder Mystery Makeup Monday series, where lovers of true crime and makeup could come together. But what if Bailey never posted to YouTube? Hello gorgeous, how are you? Welcome back or welcome to your first butterfly effect video where I, JJ, drag you along for one of my brain adventures. For those who don't know, this was just a throwaway comment that I made months ago that I've turned into a complete series because I find the alternate reality mapping of what if insert YouTuber here never posted to YouTube absolutely fascinating. I haven't had many requests for Bailey Sarian, but I've had a lot of requests for more makeup content creators, and I've been doing so many OGs recently that I thought, you know what, screw it. I want to do someone who I thought was quite recent to the platform, but it turns out no. But before we dive into what if Bailey Sarian never posted to YouTube, just a teeny bit of housekeeping. Disclaimer and content warning: in this video, as I've already specified, we are going to be discussing Bailey Sarian and her online career. Bailey Sarian's content is primarily focused on makeup, but also true crime, specifically murder mysteries. I'm not going to go into explicit detail when it comes to the cases that Bailey has covered over the years, but there are definitely going to be mentions of certain cases and just a teeny bit of an outline of what happened. So if you do find this content potentially triggering, please proceed with caution or consider clicking off of the video altogether, because at the end of the day, I do not want for my content to jeopardize your happiness and jeopardize your well-being. Full transparency, I've watched quite a few of Bailey's videos before researching for this video and then researching for this video, but at the same time, I would say that I am fairly indifferent, but probably more on the positive side of indifferent when it comes to Bailey. And of course, as always, even though I trust every single one of you, I still need to explicitly state that I do not promote, encourage, or endorse any kind of mean, negative, harassing, malicious behavior. My videos are strictly for entertainment purposes only, so I do not want for any kind of mean, hateful, harassing, malicious behavior to go out there into the world because of something that I've said or on my behalf. We are, of course, allowed to keep it cheeky, we're allowed to keep it messy, and we're allowed to keep it fun, but please keep it to this channel and this comment section only. With all of that done, let's get on with it. Bailey Sarian is actually quite a fun creator to research for one of these videos because even though she was of course loved for ages as a creator and supported for ages as a creator and for her content, she was still in her own little corner of the internet. She started her YouTube channel in January of 2013, but she seemingly didn't start posting to it till September of 2013 with a strikingly different level of quality than we are all used to. September 13th, 2013, Bailey posted the video My Foundation Contour Highlight, where, very accurate to its name, she goes through her foundation, contour, and highlight routine. The quality of the video is incredibly different as Bailey sits on her floor with her Frank Sinatra mugshot framed in the background, with what seems to be a very warm lamp lighting setup, her phone as her camera with 720p video quality, and some music playing in the background, as well as a lack of editing. In the video, Bailey actually apologizes to a seemingly already existing audience, so I did get quite confused at first because she says in the video that it's her first video, but she's apologizing to an already existing audience. So with some internet sleuthing, I was actually able to find Bailey's original Tumblr page. Now, I'm not an avid Tumblr-er, so apologies if I make this another Penguins moment, but Bailey was seemingly popular enough on her Tumblr page, sick fuck, that there was actually a demand from her audience to start this YouTube channel. But she did answer a few question posts saying that she would love to start posting tutorials, but unfortunately she didn't have a computer to be able to film. So the transition from this to this is pretty wild, all things considered. So what if Bailey never made this transition? What if Bailey never expanded her blog to the blinding horizons of YouTube? I'd say that in this alternate reality that we are mapping out, we would still see her in her own little corner of the internet. We would still see her posting to this Tumblr blog her makeup faves, makeup tips, makeup tricks, and makeup looks, while she works as a makeup artist for Sephora, Urban Decay, wedding photo shoots, and music videos. It's not like she wouldn't be working in the shimmering world of the makeup industry and be absolutely stunning at it. But it does mean that all of this ceases to exist. The videos, the views, the money, the sponsorships and promotions, the looks, the podcast, the Netflix collaboration, the subscribers. Bailey's rise to stardom is actually quite fascinating to me because it's not very often that you see something like this. Because between September of 2013, when she posted her first tutorial, My Foundation Contour Highlight, to January 15th, 2019, when she posted her first mm&m, Bailey was just a little channel on YouTube posting typical YouTube content, typical YouTube makeup content. You could expect from her channel a collection of get ready with me videos, first impression videos, favorites videos, tutorials, room tours, and YouTube classics like Mum Does My Makeup, with 6 of the previous 10 videos to her first mm&m video not even reaching 100,000 views. Which in comparison today, what? According to Social Blade, in May of 2019, 4 months after the first mm&m video, she only had 221,000 subscribers, which is still an incredible achievement, don't get me wrong, but that is only 3.5% of her audience today, if my math is correct. In almost 3 years, she has managed to grow over 6 million subscribers. You know, just everyday kind of things. So pre-mm&m, Bailey was just her own little corner of the internet. She was really just a dot in the grand scheme of things on YouTube, which is in no way a bad thing. As I've said in so many of these videos, specifically the makeup creators videos, every look has an effect. Every favorites haul has an effect. Every first impressions review video has an effect. Every video, view, and subscriber has an effect. Why I absolutely love researching for these videos and doing these videos is because I can see things as grand as no Hank Green, no VidCon, but I can also see things as sentimental as Bailey never posts this video and one person out there never wears this look for Halloween. Bailey doesn't post this video and somewhere out there in the world someone doesn't wear this makeup look to their first date and therefore doesn't have the same level of confidence, doesn't have that same spark as they did when they did wear that makeup look. So many people don't buy specific products. So many people don't have specific tattoos. All because Bailey never posted to YouTube. Every domino counts. It doesn't matter how big or how small the dominoes are, because what may seem small to someone won't seem small to someone else. Because maybe one of Bailey's videos really helped someone develop their skills as an artist. Maybe one of Bailey's videos really helped someone's confidence when it came to their art. And that kind of domino would be incredibly significant to a specific individual. And I think to lose all of those dominoes is incredibly sad. The only moment of significant chatter that I could find over these years of Bailey's online career was the situation with L'Oreal. But even then, Bailey hasn't really addressed this lawsuit publicly, so it's a makeup mystery of a different kind. This situation is one that is weirdly, seemingly quite common for makeup company NYX. Alyssa Ashley being another online content creator who spoke up against NYX, asking them in a tweet to stop using photos of her when the usage rights expired. Allegedly, Bailey had one of her photos used without permission by the makeup company, so because of this she tried to sue the company, but they were owned by makeup giant L'Oreal. And from my very, very limited understanding of lawsuits, Bailey filed a personal injury case against L'Oreal that was seemingly negotiated out of court due to it being dismissed without prejudice. And in that negotiation, there was probably some sort of clause where Bailey wasn't allowed to address the case's occurrence or its rulings, which is possibly why, when interviewed by fellow creator It's Keisha, when asked the question, "Have you ever had a bad experience with a brand?" Bailey summarized the situation without actually naming the brand. NYX is one of those companies that I want to look a little bit more into now after researching all of this, because already it's pretty messed up to use someone's photo without permission to sell your products and not pay them anything for it. But at the same time, it is very common practice to have exclusivity clauses when it comes to contracts. From my very limited understanding, if you do a campaign with a specific company, it is very common practice to have a clause that specifies that your likeness, your image can be used for an exclusive amount of time, or there is a list of companies that you aren't allowed to work with for the duration of that ad campaign. Simply because the same person promoting two competing companies is a conflict of interest in the marketing and it can hurt sales. Hypothetically, you do an ad campaign for Coca-Cola Coca-Cola, I am 1000% sure that you would not be able to work with Pepsi for the duration of the ad and possibly for a few months after. So if a person has that kind of arrangement with a beauty brand and NYX is just out here using people's photos without permission to sell their products, they are potentially jeopardizing that brand relationship. Like, that is an absolutely unnecessary shit show to try and clear up that a person isn't in breach of their contract. So potentially a little more messed up. But then because I am who I am, my brain starts to spiral more and I start to think to myself, the NYX Face Awards, is that also a bit of peculiar marketing? And then a very suspicious rabbit hole starts to form, but before I go on too much of a tangent, back to Bailey. That's not a today video, that's a later video, potentially. In this situation, she is unfortunately just one piece of the NYX allegedly doesn't give a damn puzzle. So if Bailey never posted to YouTube and never gained the attention of her audience, I don't think her images would have been used, because from the very, very selective, minimal information out there, I don't think it was her Tumblr content that was stolen. I think it was her Instagram content that would have grown because of her YouTube presence. So Bailey doesn't get ripped off by NYX, and NYX probably just does this to another creator who either doesn't sue them so they get away with it, or they do sue them and then they also get paid out, allegedly. Even though, yes, of course, this is a big deal, in a reality where Bailey never posted to YouTube, I don't think people would be horrified by this situation disappearing. If anything, I think people would be happier that Bailey is in a reality where she isn't ripped off by a company, which just emphasizes why I find answering the question, what if Bailey Sarian never posted to YouTube, quite interesting, because it may have taken a while for her rise to fame to start, but when it started at 100 kilometers per hour. So in the getting closer to a full decade of posting to YouTube, I can see millions of little dominoes with every look, post, subscriber, and view. But these huge dominoes that we have seen with so many creators, there are very few. But what I can see with Bailey in comparison to other creators is incredible amounts of potential for these bigger dominoes. Because before she started posting her mm&m series, hitting 100,000 views wasn't always a guarantee, and she had been quite dedicated to posting on YouTube, but also posting decent quality content for the time. Then she posted her first ever Murder Mystery Makeup Monday. Chris Watts, 2,000 page discovery, murder, mystery, and makeup, where she covers the Watts family murders, which resulted in Chris being sentenced to 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole, with 3 of the years being served consecutively for murdering his wife Shanann, 4-year-old daughter Bella, and 3-year-old daughter Celeste. While Bailey did her makeup, a classic gold nude brown eye with a nude lip. Understated, but a classic. I have definitely watched my fair share of mm&m videos, and there is quite a difference between then and now, because Bailey just seems so much more confident when it comes to the content and the concept of the mm&m videos, but also she seems so much more confident in her presentation skills. When starting the first murder mystery makeup video, there is no classic intro music, but also the vibe of it is very murder, makeup. It's a bit weird, but that's what I'm doing. Bailey has always given quite a lot of detail when it comes to her videos, but definitely over the last year and a bit, she has inserted a lot more of her personality into the dialogue, making a few dark humor jokes. From my understanding, she has addressed this a few times on social media, just saying that sometimes the details of the case can get quite intense and can get quite uncomfortable, so this is just a coping mechanism for her. And we all know that I am definitely no stranger to a dark humor coping mechanism, but there is definitely a very diluted presence in the initial mm&m video with very few moments of personality and dark humor jokes, which definitely makes sense because she is still testing out the content, she is still developing the content, the style, and how to present it. But also, people just grow and evolve over time. In the outro, there is also this slightly shaky request of, let me know if you like this content, and then that was just that. The video was just over. Like, it's a decent video, don't get me wrong, but in comparison to some of the most recent postings in the mm&m series, it feels like the mm&m series, but at 50%. In comparison, the video felt like Bailey was holding some of herself back because she wasn't 100% sure how the content would come across. But little did she fucking know that she was about to become everyone's latest obsession. The idea of a get ready with me video is absolutely nothing new to YouTube. True crime is absolutely nothing new to YouTube, and seemingly the combination of true crime and makeup is also nothing new to YouTube. But the way that Bailey brought these two concepts into a YouTube kaleidoscope was quite brilliant. I've said in a previous video, the concept of there being no new ideas doesn't mean that originality is dead, but rather that we should change the very way that we think of originality as a concept. Every thought and idea is just a mental kaleidoscope of a bunch of things that we've already seen, but it doesn't mean that we've seen this mental kaleidoscope. People can do original and innovative things, even if those things are just innovative methods. I think what Bailey has managed to develop is an innovative method when it comes to presenting both true crime and get ready with me content in a way where it almost feels authentically original, even if it isn't, which is what the beauty community has been begging for years. Add on top of this, her lack of involvement in tea, drama, scandal, controversy makes her channel feel like a safe place, even when the topics she is covering are far from what anyone would classify as safe. I am a big sucker for contrast. If you get the perfect balance of light and shade in your projects, fuck, it is delicious. And from what I can see, Bailey has definitely hit a sweet spot when it comes to her content and contrast. There is a contouring joke somewhere in there, because the internet is truly flooded with so much love and support for Bailey and her content, with so many people out there expressing that she makes you feel like you were sitting down with a close friend as you discuss these cases. And with so many true crime fans out there, it is fun to be able to sit down and talk about these cases in the kind of environment that Bailey has created. Even if the primary reason she has been able to create this kind of environment where others haven't is just by being her. And this is a key reason why I see so much potential in Bailey's butterfly effect, because in 3-ish years, she has managed to grow this one video idea of hers into a growth of 6 million subscribers, into a growth of over 704 million views, as well as millions of likes and comments, I'm suspecting, because sorry, I don't have the time, knowledge, or dedication to be able to figure out that math. But regardless of my mathematics capabilities, this growth is bonkers. And financially, I cannot even fathom how much money she has been able to make from these videos, because even just taking into account AdSense, if she had a $1 CPM, which is pretty low for most standards, she, from just AdSense, has made at least $7 million. That is fucking life-changing. Legitimately, this series of Bailey's has changed her life. From there, we also have sponsorships and paid promotions with Casetify, Hunter Killer, Best Fiends, and Wicked Clothing. If Bailey never posted to YouTube, all of these companies, I would dare say, would have a huge hit to their popularity, but also to their finances. All of these fans and supporters that possibly wouldn't have found something that they use in their everyday life, which once again may not seem like much, but a reality where 6 million people don't have the same phone case specifically because Bailey Sarian never posted to YouTube is oddly interesting. It is to me. All of these people that wouldn't be able to wear a specific color of nail polish, and all of these people that have tattoos dedicated to Bailey Sarian and her content. That to me is just absolutely wild. From this following, she has also been able to launch a pretty successful podcast from my understanding, being Dark Histories, where Bailey outlines some of the US and the world's darkest histories that they don't teach in school, covering topics from the dark history of birth control, lobotomies, cannabis, Silk Road, and the Dancing Plague. That's right. The Dancing Plague of 1518. And yes, anyone can launch a podcast, the same way that anyone can launch a YouTube channel, but not everyone can launch a successful podcast. And with the backing from her loyal and enthusiastic YouTube followers, she was able to do this, as well as being interviewed by quite a few exciting people, including Kelly Clarkson and Allure, which are huge achievements. And on top of this, having an ongoing series with Netflix's YouTube channel Still Watching Netflix called Case Closed, where simply Bailey sits down, does her makeup, watches a new or popular Netflix true crime watch, and tries to solve the case before the answers are revealed, or in the case of the latest upload, speculate the cause of Marilyn Monroe's death. This is a lot for one person to accomplish in 3 years. This is a lot of hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears, and when I eventually saw all of the time that she took offline, I wasn't surprised. Personally, I would be fucking exhausted. But not only did she manage to accomplish this in 3 years, but she also managed to accomplish this in 3 years where our mate COVID was making our lives feel like something out of a George Orwell novel. Social media, of course, was booming in these times, but there's only so much a creator can do outside of their channel and outside of their videos when confined to their homes for the safety of themselves and others. So if this is what Bailey has been able to achieve in 3 years, with most of those 36 months being absolutely destroyed by COVID, then imagine what she could achieve in 3 more years, where hopefully COVID is nothing more than a horrible memory. Legitimately, if she announced tomorrow that she was launching a makeup company, sold out instantly, I guarantee it. If she announced tomorrow that she actually landed herself an actual Netflix deal, I wouldn't be surprised. Really, if any story came out tomorrow saying that Bailey was launching a new product or Bailey had scored herself a new deal, I wouldn't be surprised because she's incredibly intelligent, charismatic, and she's really devoted to all of her passions. She in general just seems like one of those people where if she wants it, she'll make it happen. Which is a big reason why I find her butterfly effect so fascinating, because I mean absolutely no tea or shade when I say this, but most of her effect at the moment is localized to her channel, her videos, her audience, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with this. And as I've highlighted throughout this video, there's quite a lot of achievements, big achievements within this. But with a lot of other creators, I've been able to see this web that they've woven since posting to YouTube. And with Bailey, I think it's just beginning, which is super exciting because I want to see where it goes. Because at the moment we have Bailey in the middle, then we have her channel growing, her mm&m series growing, and her wealth growing. Then we have her merch, her podcast, her interviews, Wicked Clothing, Best Fiends, Hunter Killer, Casetify, and Netflix, with so much potential in the future web's weaving because, as I said, makeup line, official Netflix series, book, fragrance. Ooh, shit. I don't have a sense of smell. But Bailey just looks like one of those people that smells nice. She looks like one of those people that constantly has their house smelling like some of those fancy baked goods candles. I also just want to see the packaging. 'Cause, right? Like the packaging, right? If she comes out with a fragrance after this video, you're welcome. I take 30% of the credit. And this potential is really starting to show itself in some places, more than what I've already outlined. Because in this video, I outlined how I thought we were coming into a new chapter of the beauty community, how the term the beauty community was going to be an umbrella term, and how we were going to start seeing a lot of new genres of the beauty community. One of the reasons I thought we were going to go down this road was because that's typically how the media goes. You have your core genres in the media, and then over time subgenres develop. But I also thought this because of Bailey's content, and content similar to Bailey's, where people were taking other YouTube genres and mixing them together until they had their own new fresh subgenre. There's MLM takedown videos and makeup, there's reaction and makeup, there's gaming and makeup, there's commentary and makeup. Simply taking two or more formats that are typically seen as oil and water and finding a way for them to mix. Some are more popular than others, of course, but it is clear that true crime and makeup is one of, if not the top subgenre of the makeup community right now. With others creating content inspired by Bailey's format and growing quite a substantial following in doing so. Danielle Christie is also at the top of the true crime makeup genre with 507,000 subscribers and climbing at the time that I'm filming this video. In the descriptions of all of her videos she has, "Hi, my name is Danielle. Welcome to my true crime makeup series. I've been interested in true crime for the longest time now. What started with me watching true crime on TV with my nan from a young age eventually turned into studying for a degree in law and criminology. When I first watched Bailey Sarian series, I was completely hooked. I loved how she combined two of the things I'm most passionate about and delivered it so well. She totally inspired me to take the leap and do the same thing on my channel, so all credit for the idea 100% goes to her." Before Danielle started her true crime makeup series, she posted your typical YouTube makeup content. Her first true crime video that I can see is her The Candyman, the man who killed Halloween, posted October of 2020 and is sitting at over 330,000 views today. But it wasn't until February of 2021 when she made the complete shift to true crime and makeup, making it her only upload. And in May of 2021, her channel started to skyrocket. Her subscribers increasing by almost 500,000 between then and now, and her views increasing by a total of 36 million according to Social Blade. Which, hot diggity damn, that is not something to be humble about. I don't want anyone thinking that what I'm trying to say is that Bailey made Danielle's career, because it's not. Danielle is inspired by Bailey, but it is Danielle who is putting in all of the hard work into her channel. She is the one doing the makeup. She is the one doing the research for the videos. She is the one that is filming the videos. She is the one getting the videos together and uploaded. She is the one running the channel, not Bailey. It's that whole saying about you can lead a horse to water but you can't make it drink. Bailey may have shown creators where there is water, but it is up to the creator to seek out the water and to drink from it. That analogy I think works better in my head. What I'm simply trying to highlight is that you can definitely see the weaving web of Bailey's domino effect, because as she inspires more people with her content to make their own, then we have more looks, more videos, more views, more subscribers, more sponsorships, more promotions, more collaborations, just more opportunities. There is incredible amounts of potential in this, and I think we are genuinely only seeing the beginnings of this web. Maybe I should rename this series. Butterfly effect or spiderweb? Let me know in the comments, because I can't tell if it's just a better analogy or if I'm just vibing the Bailey Sarian aesthetic a little bit too hard. But even though there is all of this inspiration and there is so much achievement in this, unfortunately Bailey's content, the community that it's developed, and the other creators that she has inspired to create their own content has started quite an interesting debate. Is the combination of true crime and makeup ethical? And the existence of this debate and this subgenre only adds more dot points to the overall debate, being, is true crime ethical? And I don't think the answer is or will ever be as simple as yes or no. I think there is quite a lot of grey in this, and just so much that is impossible for people to genuinely understand. Because I am incredibly lucky that I've never had to cope with losing one of my loved ones at the hands of someone else, and I could only ever imagine that pain, and I don't even think that what I could imagine would even compare with how it actually feels. And I assume, and I really hope that I'm correct in this assumption when I say that I am a part of the majority, because I don't think anyone should ever have to experience that pain. But there is a lot of discussion about the motivation of posting this kind of content, that posting true crime content, even if it is with a person applying their makeup, is bringing attention to the case, bringing attention to the victims, and giving them a voice in a format that is more friendly and palatable for their audience. But some on the opposite side have highlighted how a person could manipulate this popularity for their own personal gain at the expense of victims' loved ones. That applying makeup in the format of the video is being disrespectful to the case, the victims, and their families because your attention isn't dedicated. As I said before, I don't think it's as simple as yes or no. I think there is a lot of grey area, and it is a very large, complex rabbit hole to fall down. Trust me, I know. I do have opinions as to if I think this kind of content of makeup and true crime is ethical or not, leaning more so towards not, just because this kind of content does have the potential to cause a lot of damage for profit in the wrong hands. But call me naive, I do have hope that there are changes made by individuals and communities in the near future where a lot of good can come from this kind of content, can come from this conversation. Because to be put incredibly simply, victims deserve to be heard, their loved ones deserve to be heard, victims deserve justice, their loved ones deserve justice. So if Bailey Sarian never posted to YouTube, then this conversation of is true crime and makeup content ethical would cease to exist or would be significantly smaller. I think that it is the kind of content that eventually would have developed at the hands of another creator. I just have no idea who, and I have no idea how. Only because there have been a few other true crime subgenres that are similar in theory but different in application, like true crime and mukbang. Sit down, chill out, do something as you deliver your case to your audience. Eventually, I think someone would have adapted this get ready with me format for similar content, but it was Bailey's charisma, Bailey's personality that brought people back to her channel, that brought people back to her videos. So I have no idea if a similar series would be as successful in the reality where Bailey never posted to YouTube. Even though I am more in the unethical camp when it comes to this debate, that doesn't mean that I think that Bailey is a bad person, and it also doesn't mean that I can't be fascinated by the endless possibilities of her effect. And this is another reason why I do see quite a lot of potential in Bailey's butterfly effect. She has a large enough platform that there is the possibility that this content can become a hashtag Bailey Sarian is over party by covering a case in the wrong way or getting too greedy with money. Doesn't mean that I think she is capable of this, but at the same time, I have been burnt by so many creators in the past that very rarely am I surprised anymore. Just because there is potential doesn't mean that it's going to be used. But there is also the possibility for her to do incredible amounts with her platform. With that many subscribers, views, and industry connections, there is so much potential for her to do something monumentally positive for the true crime community, makeup community, true crime and makeup community, and therefore this debate. And don't be looking to me for answers because I have no idea what it could be. Bailey, from what I can tell, has raised money for different charities over the years, which of course is amazing. We love a queen that gives back. But I have no doubt that if she wanted to do something absolutely outstanding, she would make it happen. Perhaps she already has something in the works. Perhaps she doesn't. That's why I'm absolutely fascinated by this effect, because once again, potential, and a big history for making things happen for herself, but also her brand. Ultimately, Bailey Sarian has been on YouTube for getting closer to that 10-year mark, and in that space of time, she's managed to grow from her own little corner of the internet into challenging the typical beauty community format and really making her mark on YouTube and really all of social media. In the space of her 3-year rise to fame, she has accomplished so much, especially considering the climate of the last 3 years. And she still has so much potential potential for further big things to come. This effect is literally mapping out in front of our eyes in real time, and I am absolutely loving it. With more people being inspired and excited by her channel and her brand, more people adapting her magic for their own, posting their own content inspired by her, meaning that a whole new community under the beauty community umbrella has formed, which is incredibly exciting considering how strained the beauty community has gotten since 2018. But as most things on the internet go, this doesn't come without some discussions of flaws in the system. The most vocal being the debate of, is true crime and makeup content ethical, which is such a complex conversation that really it would have to be its own video to do that debate justice. With so much potential to do incredible things with her platform, money, and power that Bailey has gained through her mm&m series, I don't see why she can't do something to heavily dispute the arguments against the content style. But if Bailey never posted to YouTube, then everything that I've mentioned in this video ceases to exist, and really, so does this video. How are we? How are y'all doing? Are we doing okay? Because I'm doing so good. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, nailed it. In comparison to some of my other butterfly effect videos, this one definitely feels a lot less, oh dear God, and more like, ooh, and more like, where is this going? Because it's literally mapping out in front of our eyes. And I think I'm pretty sure this is the only creator where the definite butterfly effect is in the future, because some of them have had a lot of things happen in the past and a lot of things happening in the present, but one hasn't been so much like potential before. Not that any of the other creators I've already covered have used up all of their potential, it's just that I don't think Bailey has really had a chance to tap into her potential to the fullest extent in comparison to some of the other creators that I've covered in previous butterfly effect videos. I don't think I'm making sense anymore. I think all of the eyelash glue on my face is starting to seep into my brain. But please let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, because I want to know if I missed something, I want to know if you think I got something wrong, and I just want to know all of your thoughts and opinions because it's one of the best ways that I can learn. I want to keep evolving myself as a human being and a creator, and if I'm not learning anymore, then I'm not going to evolve anymore. This is just kind of how that stuff goes. Please also let me know if you still like this concept, if you think I should rename this concept, and just also what you want me to talk about next, because I know what I want me to talk about, but I don't know what you want me to talk about unless you tell me. And while you're letting me know all of that, please also let me know what you think of my face. Oh my god, my face. This is flawless. My face right now is flawless. You could tell me the worst news in the world right now. I wouldn't even care, because literally my face, stunning, gorgeous. I'm absolutely fucking delicious. Look at my face right. Are you joking? Oh my god, what? Are you on that? I am so angry at myself that it took me so long to test out this makeup look, because oh, she looks so scrum-diddly freaking umptious. I have been obsessed with this makeup look for months. Literally for Mardi Gras, I bedazzled my own shirt inspired by this makeup look, and the most frustrating thing is because I saw it so long ago and I've been obsessed with it for months, and considering I have object permanence issues, that's saying something. I can't find the original creator. I tried so many different hashtag combinations to find the original creator of this look, because it's not me. I tried so many hashtags, can't find it. So if you know who created this makeup look, please let me know in the comments, because credit where credit is due. This is fucking immaculate and I look stunning. Before I really turn into Narcissus, thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you made it to here, because I know that my content is quite lengthy, and according to my microphone footage, everyone loves when I say this, I have 4 hours and 38 minutes worth of microphone footage. I am doing so much better. I'm doing so much better at staying on topic with these videos. This is incredible. the wonders of getting diagnosed and medicated. Thank you so much for watching this video, watching all my previous videos, and watching all of my videos in the future, because your time is precious and I'm so grateful that you chose to donate some of it to me. And I hope that you are just having a fantastic day, fantastic week, fantastic month, fantastic year, and I hope that you are doing as fantastic as always. Bye everyone!